The series, we did the 7 chakras, which is our etheric body, the physical body. We talked about the nadis, the left side, the Ida and the Pingala, and the Sushumna, the center of the body. We're going to do that tonight. We're going to do alternate nasal breathing just to balance the hemispheres, and we're going to do Om. So before we start, we're going to do 9 ohms and the alternate nasal breathing, because what that does vibrationally, which we've been doing a lot of, the humming and the vocalization, when we say Om, which is spelled O-M or A-U-M, essentially what we're doing is the A is the lower part of the body. We feel the vibration there. The U rises to the mid and to the lower part of the cranium, and the M comes around to the frontal part of the brain, and you'll feel it in the jaw. So we're moving the resonance all the way through the body. We're going to do 9 ohms. But tonight, last week was all about authentic success. This week is about kind of authenticity, just in general. So when we talk about authenticity, to anyone here, what does that mean to you? Being authentic. Being my authentic self. So we've just been covering the physical body. We're now moving into more of the astral body, the emotional body. So we're cloaked, and we got a lot of emotional stuff that we repress in the body, right? Physically is the first layer. Emotionally, there's a lot of stuff we get conditioned in society to believe, the shoulds, the musts, how we need to act. And we swallow a lot of stuff, a lot of our authentic self. What does that mean? What's that mean, Gail? Authenticity to you.
It means really coming from your heart, from what you believe, and not like censoring because you think that you may get rejection on the other side. And it's like really not being afraid of like being inside yourself and being who you are.
So for you say it's being in my heart.
Yeah.
And it's speaking what is my own desire from my heart.
Well, I think it means like freely expressing, myself and trusting myself more. That to me is, and like authenticity is like, when you connect with somebody, you really feel like you connect core to core. Versus you can talk to people and you feel like they're all there, they're like on top of their experience,
So you're feeling like when you get a vibe from somebody, like
well,
somebody could give you that.
Like, authenticity is for me being who I am and them being who they are, and we can.
But what if they're not being who they are? Can you still be your authentic self?
Yeah, but I could recognize that I don't feel like I can make contact with them.
So you're saying authenticity for you is you can tell, you have a gauge for which to see when I'm centered and I'm being me, and when I'm not.
I don't know if I'm not sure about what you're saying here, but I just feel like I'm a pretty open person, so that when I come across other people that are like myself, then it's pretty easy to connect with others who are.
All right, pay attention to that now,
Okay.
because now we tend to do things to please people, and we cater in terms of the reaction we get, what you just said. We're so used to being reactive.
Yeah.
So authenticity, think about that as far as, what if this person, I don't relate at all? How does that affect, just think about that for right now. What's that mean for you, authenticity? My authentic true self. Like just what comes to mind.
I agree. It's like when you're not, well, I don't want to say not responding, but when you're coming from a heart space. So even if you're not responding, but then you're still centered in that heart space. Like your happiness, your peace, your well-being isn't based on the response. It's always there.
So not contingent upon the external.
Right.
Okay.
That's hard, but that is great. That is when you have
when you're able to do that.
Oh, I'm not saying I do it.
But we're just that is fun. But how about for you? What are you thinking?
For me, authenticity is all about being okay with whatever's happening and still being completely present
Yeah.
and just holding it. And if they're doing their little thing, just kind of affirming the fact that I get to be with them doing that thing.
Okay, so I'm okay, and I like that because basically
Yeah.
you're the regulator of the situation because you're staying grounded in you and you're seeing everything as an opportunity. An obstacle could be an opportunity. If they don't get me, it's not my problem. But everything's an opportunity, kind of.
Well, I think it is an opportunity to affirm their freedom, to let their free flag fly.
Mm-hmm.
And even if their freedom is represented as like people that make up a story about Mother's Day, or people that, we all make up stories and we live out the stories.
Right, that's
But
right.
even if they're in their story, that's like this amazing expression of freedom. They get to order their experience any way they want. To the extent that I can show up and allow that,
So no judgment, right?
that's the goal.
How about anybody over here? Trey, what are you thinking? Authenticity.
I'm just thinking of who I was created to be.
Remembering who I am. Slices you to the core of that's all that matters.
Right. Like,
All right. So it's that I am and nothing really attached, but
Connected
to all. It's that dance of life, the dance of nothingness and everything in terms of letting love dissolve everything and remembering who I am.
who I really am. Who am I?
Already forgiven, already awesome, already enough, right? Not in competition with anybody. Here to step into my unique signature. It takes us a while, right?
Oh, yeah.
It takes us.
A long while.
And some of us never wake up to this awareness. So we're awakening awareness, right? This awareness. How about you ladies? Anything to offer in terms of, what do you think, authenticity?
Just being true to myself, being honest with myself and with others, and not holding things in and shoving them down.
Okay. So honest with myself, in other words, asking questions. Checking in with myself. Feeling where I'm reactive. Does that involve questions for you? Are you aware of how you feel viscerally when you react with people, where it's in my body? How do you check in with yourself? How am I honest with myself?
I'm aware of when I'm holding things in and the relief I feel when I let them out.
Okay, so you have the awareness of when you are suppressing or repressing because you feel it, physically in your body?
Yeah.
Okay, so you're aware of that. That's good. That's the emotional awareness we're talking about. What do you have? What do you think?
It's the same. The authenticity is that I'm comfortable in that time, and that when I'm not comfortable, then I'm veering away from the center.
Right. I love that. And that's the whole gist of what we're doing with TRE. TRE, like what you had said about being okay, it's coming into homeostasis, right? Coming into being grounded. And if you regulate with your belly and, I feel literally, I'm aligned. I'm in line with who I am. But when I feel, when I feel anxious or tense or, I have that knot or I have butterflies, you're out of alignment. You're being pulled by someone or something. But a lot of times, we're not in touch with it. But see, what you're talking about pattern, you're becoming conscious of, but there's so much still subconsciously that we're not. We're always reacting. When we think anything, when we just go there energetically, our body contracts. And we have this patterned way of reaction that we come in with that tendency into life. We're either fighters, flighters, or freezers. We're either that propensity. We have a tendency toward one of those.
Right.
And that becomes our way of being. This kind of vibrational work breaks through those patterns, unlocks it, and we have an opportunity to become aware of it so we can come to that have that like elevator where we walk out and we're aware. We're on the first floor, which is acceptance. I accept all the shit that comes to me every day. That's the first level. We're not blaming, shaming, the anger, everything below in the basement, all of those energies, they're there, but as they come up, we're ready to deal with them. Did you tell me about authenticity?
No.
What's it mean?
Just true to myself.
Again, true to myself. In what way?
Just being honest with myself.
So like here, honest. And how are you honest?
Well, I realized some things I don't want to see, but that are there.
So we tell white lies often.
Yes.
And those little white lies, we bend the truth, sometimes for our kids about Santa Claus or this or that. As we get older, the lies we tell that are to ourselves are more important half the time. But when we could grow up and take responsibility, and that's being in alignment with our values, and our actions are in alignment with those, it's every day not lying to ourselves, making up our mind and catching. So the honesty is truly living morally in terms of me.
Right. And it takes work.
And how,
Work and a lot of other work.
and how about it takes a voice? What's that voice in our head? That carping voice, always being so mean and beating you up because
Right.
so it's being gentle with ourselves. How about for you?
I think it's about honesty. When you first said the word, I thought about being inauthentic, I guess.
Okay.
And I thought every time I wanted to fit in, and I chip away a little bit of myself by changing what I really want to say, because I don't want to either hurt somebody's feelings or be viewed as, I don't know, with a negative, appearance or something. And I think it's finally getting in balance, saying it's okay. You can just be yourself, and it's just all right to just be honest and it doesn't have to be done in a mean way. You can just give your opinion, and it's all right.
Well, I think what I'm hearing, honesty, and when you guys talk from your heart, when we climb the chakras and we come into the heart, which is to the mode of being receptive, being deserving of receiving that unconditional love, remembering who I am, filling ourselves up first, then being able to give that love authentically, but we rise to the throat, which is speaking our truth. And when I speak my truth, because it's in alignment with the highest best of who I am, I hurt no one. So I could speak, and it surprises me, because I'm like, whoa, because this wasn't me before, because I was out of alignment. I was doing it for the wrong reasons, to please or to whatever. But when I'm aligned, the truth flows easily. And not only does it enhance you, but it brings everybody else around you with you. And that's this work. This work, we're doing somatic experiencing from the bottom up, from the body. Chipping away at those layers and letting them drop vibrationally, energetically, to rise to the point where we are at that base level of, I'm okay. From there, we can rise to the heart. We can become receptive. We can become authentic givers, purposeful, serviceful, speak our truth, open the third eye, and receive all the whispers and all of the insight from the highest self, which works with the belly, the creative energy of the belly, the third eye and the belly. They are harmonious. They feed one another. The creative juices that we feel as anxiety or stress and tension is just this stuff not having the channel of expression aligned with our highest self. So the vibrational healing of sound, the TRE liquefies and moves the energy through the body, and the oils in combination also raises our frequency. These are tools to add to your tool belt. And this sound isn't something that you need to be received by me. If you guys start to learn how to perform that, you get a bowl or a little gong or whatever. I'll be teaching more about that. It's more therapeutic when you're playing it from your heart. You're receiving. Oh, absolutely. It's the most healing when you do it for yourself. You're in the closest field right there to receive that.